afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
And welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around, and today you're going to see why. We're here in the Avenel section of town, just off Avenel Street, behind what's going to be Station Lofts, brand new apartments and a performing arts center. We're in what up until today has been called 5th District Park, and we'll get to the rest of the ceremony when you'll see what we're going to do with it. First, let me introduce a couple people quickly back here. 19th District Assemblyman Craig Coughlin, Councilwoman from Colonia Debbie Meehan, Councilman at Large Brian Small, Council President, First Ward Nancy Drum, Councilwoman at Large Lisbeth De Jesus, Councilman at Large Greg Ficara, Councilman at Large Kyle Anderson, former Councilwoman and current Chief of Staff Carolyn Ehrlich. Dave from the company that's done this work here, the work they did, I'll tell you later, it's just phenomenal. And your very own councilman from the 3rd Ward from Avenel, Corey Spiller. So earlier this year, Corey came to me with the idea. Corey lives only a few houses away, actually. His kids play in this park. He said, why don't we rename 5th District Park as Eric LeGrand Believe Park? It was probably the best idea I've heard in 10 years as mayor. It was a very easy yes. And then we put the wheels in motion to get this done. And we contacted Eric, and we selected today. You know, he's a busy guy. He's all over the place. He's calling Rutgers games on the radio. He's traveling all over the country. You know, when somebody gets hurt and has the kind of injury he has anywhere, Eric goes right to work, talking to the family, talking to the kid. I can't describe what this young man has done. When an injury that he had where, 99% of people would give up, Eric pursues and perseveres on. He just is becoming a remarkable role model, a remarkable inspiration for everybody. I want to say the world. I started saying the country to one of the news channels, and I said, wait a minute, this guy is international. This guy was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. How cool does that get? How cool does that get? So we're incredibly proud because of what he means to Woodbridge here. We're so incredibly proud, especially to the Avenel section where he was born, where he started for Colonia High School, started for Rutgers. We're incredibly proud to be able to name this park as Eric LeGrand Believe Park. And let me just ask the guy whose idea this was and who really for the last several months has done a phenomenal job putting this together. I mean, if you remember what this place looked like heading out to Avenel Street, it was nothing to be proud of. It was awful. And now it's beautiful with the fence that's going to continue when the project's done, the sidewalk, the grass, everything. What's been done here, Avenel's getting a complete makeover, and a lot of that's because of the man to my right. I'm going to ask Councilman Corey Spiller to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. First, thanks everyone for coming out today. Karen, Eric, thank you. I'm a little emotional because I've lived in Avenel my whole life. I live on this block, and to see everyone come out here, the fire department, first aid, the public, Eric, Karen, your family, my fellow council members, it's just overwhelming. Real quick, tell you a little bit of history how we got here. So I'm eating dinner about 9 months ago, and we're talking about Frank Peltzman Memorial Park. Frank was a great man, did a lot for the community, lived right near Peltzman Park. At the time, it was called Avenel Park. So Emily said, why is it called Peltzman Park? I said, well, Frank was a great man. He did a lot, especially in Avenel, and he lived basically 3 blocks away. So that's we wanted to honor him. So she said, what's the name of the park up the street? And I'm like, it's called 5th District Park. I said, it really doesn't have an identity. I said, I'd love to do something with it, with everything getting transformed. So she said, how about we call it Emily Spiller Memorial Park? So my response was, well, Emily, normally when there's a memorial attached to your name, that means you're not here anymore. So I said, I want to name it after somebody, in Avenel that's done a lot. And almost simultaneously, Emily and Elizabeth both said, how about Eric LeGrand? And I'm like, that's a touchdown. That's unbelievable.
Come on up.
So the very next day, I go to the mayor and Carol, and I throw the idea to them, and they said, unbelievable, unbelievable, run with it. I can't thank them enough for the belief that they had in me to just run with it. I have to thank Dave Schember, his crew, and Station Loft. Give him a big hand and the developer.
Raise your hand, Dave. Yeah.
Pretty much everything you see in here, the fencing, the sod, the grass, it's to that because of them. Me personally, I want to thank Vito from the rec department, Dennis Henry, George Brew, Bobby Higgins from DPW, the director, Chief Kenny, Police Department. Endless meetings, endless phone calls, endless emails from me. I'm sure I got on their nerves, but everything here is a complete team effort, and without them, I wouldn't be here, and this park wouldn't look like that. So once again, Eric, Karen, thank you so much. It's a beautiful park. You're a beautiful family. Thank you, everyone, for coming out. Kyle's here.
Yeah, I mentioned. I said Kyle, right? Oh. I also want to mention before we turn it over to the star of the day, we have one handicapped accessible park in town at School 28 in Seawarren, a little far from here. Right where we're standing is going to be next spring another handicapped accessible park in Woodbridge Township, right here in LeGrand Park. And how appropriate is it that Eric's park has a handicapped accessible playground? It's just a wonderful idea. I don't even know whose idea it was. Whose was it? No, it's not mine. No. I get too much credit for ideas. It was Eric's idea. No, actually, it was Vito's idea. Where's Vito Simaluka? It was actually Vito Simaluka's idea. So without further ado, I'd like to turn the microphone over to the reason we're here today, an inspirational man from Woodbridge Township. We're so proud of him, Eric LeGrand.
Well, first, I want to thank everyone for coming out. Of course, it's truly amazing, just this honor. Well, I remember when my mom told me that Corey approached him about this whole naming of a park after me. I was like, really? Like, as long as I know anyone, we just come here, you have a good time, we play games, and just got better as kids, so what kids do here. And then when they wanted to name it after me, I was like, wow, that's such an honor. And that makes me actually reflect back on when I actually first came here, when my mom first actually let me come off a homestead when I was in 3rd grade. And I came coming over here to meet a bunch of friends, Ray Simone, AJ Quinonez, I remember hopping the fences, hitting foul balls in the backyard, and sorry for anybody's house that I used to hit when I used to hit home runs in the air, things like that, It just makes you think back of all the times of playing basketball here, and even playing football, That's the game I played, and being able to play with a bunch of older kids here and actually got me better at playing the game of football. And, just always gave us somewhere to stay out of trouble to come here and play. And as the mayor said, this wasn't the nicest of places in the beginning, There wasn't too much here. There was an old basketball court. There wasn't much down here. But as kids, we made the best of it, We found a way to make our own bases for playing baseball, made our own football field, basketball field, and we even at one time got in trouble for making some BMX bike jumps in here and things like that. So, we've always had a good time coming here. Now, that's being named after me. It's just truly an honor because this is where I'm from. This is where my people are. They always say it takes a village to raise a kid, and this is where I'm from. So this is all you guys, representing who I am and making me the person that I am today. As I try to go out into the world and inspire them to be the best person that they could be on a daily basis. I see all my family here, mom, dad, grandma, aunt, cousins, and I see all my friends that I've met all along the years. Even my equipment manager from Rutgers, everyone's, it's just coming by for this moment. It really just shows if you do right in this world, people will back you up. And it's crazy to say, 6 years ago today was by injury. To this date, it was when it happened. If you think about it, around 3 o'clock, it was in that down MetLife Stadium it happened or whatever. It's crazy to think that now today, 6 years, we're naming a park after me. We're not here to mourn what happened. We're here to celebrate, and that's what it's all about. Giving back and being a part of just something special and something bigger than your cause. And I can't thank everyone here, the mayor, Corey, everyone just involved in this. It's truly an honor. We're making this place look incredible. I'm always driving by looking like what's going on behind here, trying to see how nice it is. Growing up my whole life, it was General Dynamics. It was just an abandoned building. Now we're really building up Avenel to make it the community that it should be. And I can't thank Woodbridge Township enough for that and everyone else. And like I said, thank you guys all for coming out today, and let's all have a good time and enjoy this beautiful day. I don't usually come outside when it's cold, but it's a beautiful day out today. Let's all enjoy it. And I said, thank you guys again so much for this.
Nothing more I can say after that. I also want to thank Karen, Eric's mom. She's been phenomenal to deal with. She's just, you're going through it with him. You're there by his side every step of the way. Tremendous. Thank you all for coming out. Stick around, have some burgers and dogs. Oh, we're going to cut the ribbon. Okay, let's cut the ribbon. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah!